Yo, just checking in. Don't mind me, I'm in my zone right now. A little after hour action. I think I figured it out. And I figured it out through a couple of different avenues. What am I talking about, you ask? Partly the current state of fashion, and not just fashion, but style as well. Because fashion is one thing, style is it's incorporated and definitely connected, but it's different. Fashion is a lot of things. Personal style and how you dress is related, but it's different. And we can speak on that another time. But my point of this is right now, I think we're going through a shift in personal style and in fashion as a whole. But for the most part, it's kind of works and operates the same. Not a lot has changed, just the players. And if I've been able to do nothing else, I've been able to observe, just watch how things move. And this isn't something that I've been doing recently. This is something that I've always done. I've always been into fashion, so I've always spectated. I've been in a position where I could watch. At my age, I'm 47. I'll be 48 in a couple months. Actually, next month. I'm sorry. I've been able to see the cycles, and one of the things that even sparked this thought and even this video was the fashion cycle. But that's not the main topic. What it led to was me searching about the fashion cycle. And a few of the videos I watched touched on a few things that led to where I am now. Right now, if we look at not just cycles and trends, but even cycles in fashion as a whole. And one of the points I was thinking was like, okay, right now we are kind of in a somewhat of a bell bottom. It's kind of on a slow decline, peak saturation, kind of starting to decline, but it hasn't phased out yet. And part of the bell bottom, or in this age we're calling it flare or wide leg, whatever the case may be, it reminds us of disco apparel, which was like 70s, like late 70s. So as I'm thinking, okay, like, all right, that's where we're at now compared to then. But I'm also thinking, like, even in the 90s, we was wearing bigger clothes, but I think that was a transition from the disco era. And right around in the same time of the disco era, 70s and the 70s, a lot of urban people, we wore more dressy suits, button-ups, blazers. We just carried ourselves different. There was a civil rights in the 60s, so it's a cycle. You can see the progression. And I think some of the 90s came from some of the 70s. And the 80s was a little weird, but I think it kind of formulated from the 70s and the 80s. 80s was more hip hop era, or beginning of hip hop, and then, or kind of emergence of hip hop, going into the 90s, kind of, I want to say peak, but we'll all say it was one of the best eras. It kind of merged into that, but it still started in the 70s with kind of like casual, but still kind of like sporty a little bit. It was kind of like disco, also mixed with a little bit of rock and roll, with a little bit of rocker or rock star kind of vibe. It was all kind of blended in, even led into the 80s. You look at some of the videos from the 80s, mid 80s, close to the 90s, bro, it was still kind of in that vibe, but it was just a little more colorful, if you ask me. The 80s kind of brought about a lot of different color, a lot of different cuts. Going into the 90s, we kind of stayed with it, but we advanced it. Hip hop was a little more more powerful, a little more influential, which birthed that era of clothing. So I guess my point is, what came after? If we're in the kind of like the bell bottom rock star era now, what came after that? Like 80s, more like pop breakdancing type apparel, more colorful. What came after that, which would be the 90s, which was kind of like still kind of big, but a little more, how can I put this? A little more brand orientated. We really got into brands in the 90s. 70s and 80s, it was like that, but it really wasn't like that for real, for real. 90s when we really got into brand names, and a lot of brand names emerged. I can go into detail. It's hundreds of brands. A lot of hip hop artists had brands. A lot of them emerged in the 90s. But right now, I think we're at a weird era, which I guess brings me to the focal point of you making this video. I seen a, I guess you can call him a internet sensation, but I ain't even gotta say his name, but I was just peeping his style. And I was like, man, I could really help him. In the sense of, it ain't that he don't know how to dress. But what's happening is, I like his shirt. I like the pants he got on. Kicks be cool, but you can't see him all the time. And he have a cool hat. Another interview. I like his shirt, or his shirt be alright. Definitely fucking with them denim. Cool hat. Next one, like, damn, that's a dope shirt. I don't really like them jeans. Hat look weird. But what I realize is, bro be kind of putting it on a little bit, but it don't be cohesive. And cohesive is different than match. Cohesive just means flows together. Matching, it just matches in colors. Cohesiveness, where it just looks good together. It ain't always got to be the same colors. Does it look good together? Somebody will have on a dope shirt, nice jeans, horrible shoes. Nigga have on some super dope kicks, some nice ass jeans, basic ass shirt. Don't look bad. Might have a little flow to it, but sometimes you just put on the shirt that don't even match the jeans. Like, there's a balance to there. Like, if you got on black shoes, it's a balance to put. If you put on dark black pants and what type of top you put on, there should be some type of balance there. When we worked at Death Rows, people like, nah, you got to wear them with some light skin jeans, or you got to wear them with some dark skin jeans. Kind of depends on what shoes or what shirt you put with it. It's a flow to it. It's called cohesiveness, not matchy, just cohesiveness. This dude doesn't have a lot of cohesiveness. So if I've seen him in 10 interviews, he got it on majority of them interviews, but a couple of the pieces just be like, damn, that just don't go. That shirt dope, but it just don't go with them jeans. Damn, cool look, but them jeans is doing a little bit too much with that shirt. Like, the shirt is doing too much with them jeans. Like, it's got to be balanced. Which also led me to thinking, we are in an era where it's a blend of all type of styles. Like, it's gumbo right now. It's a little bit of everything going on. You got streetwear, which is still street style. It's prevalent. You got this kind of like bohemian, like grunge bummy look going on with these big clothes and stuff hanging off and dragging and oversized and just different silhouettes. You still got the sporty look going on, where you just got more or less athletic apparel, sweatsuits, tracksuits, hoodies, just sweats, sports apparel. You got the high end designers and high-end brands blending in with both. They got streetwear and casual high-end stuff and sporty stuff. It's just a blend of so much going on right now. Like, and everybody got their right to their personal style. I'm not knocking that at all, but it's so much blending going on where, okay, your bottom is sporty, your top is rocker, and your shoes are designer. Okay. I'm I, I'm not. I think I want to say I'm confused, but I think at this point I'm not confused anymore. What's going on is we are dressing from a lot of different eras with a lot of different styles and blending it into one look. And sometimes I guess it works, but I don't know, man. I'm seeing it not really working a lot. It's just the balance and cohesiveness of a lot of people looks that I see, it's just be off to me. And I know I'm somewhat biased. But again, I think it's people picking a super dope top, dope shirt, some cool pants, love them pants, fresh kicks, cool hats. Like, the pieces are dope. I'm not saying can't nobody dress at all. I'm not saying niggas out here wearing whack clothes, even though some of that is always going to be a percentage. I'm talking about the people who are kind of like putting it on. Cool hat, cool shirt, cool pants, cool kicks. But for some reason, it does not look good together. I guess that's my whole point. Love the shirt, love the pants, love the shoes, love the accessories. I love it. But it don't look good together. Why is you wearing them shoes with them pants? Why is you wearing that shirt that's a kind of like petite fitted shirt with them super oversized pants, and I can't even see your shoes? So I think it's like just a lot of styles just rolled up into one, and it's just coming off weird. And I promise I'll be like, man, you a hater. And then the other side be like, no, you ain't no hater, bro. You just have a different perspective and a different observation. You see it different than a lot of people. But I also know, based off experience, there's a lot of people who see it like me. There's a lot of people who share this perspective because I look at the way they dress and they not going. They not going. I see a lot of people kind of like switch up and try. Ain't nothing wrong with trying new things. It ain't nothing wrong with exploring your style. I promote that. I probably need to do more of it. But what I will not do is put a whole bunch of pieces together and think that shit look good because the pants are Balenciaga, the shoes are whatever the case may be, and the shirt is from such and such. And if it don't look good together, it don't look good together. And again, I ain't saying you can't dress. Again, a lot of this shit be fly. The pieces be fly. It just don't look good together. There is a level of cohesiveness that your look must have. It ain't got to match. It ain't got to be the same colors. We just hope it's in the same color family. And the whole goal is to make it look dope all together. And honestly, man, who am I? Who am I to judge anybody, man? I just love it. And I take my time with it. And not even trying to perfect it because it'll never be perfection. You know, I just take it serious, man. And I have a perspective on it. And I ain't always right, man. You ain't got to feel, you ain't got to agree or none of that. It's just how I feel. But if you take some time and take in what I'm saying and just hop in my shoes and just look at it from my perspective. Now that I done put it on your head, you're gonna be out here looking, you like, yeah, yeah, that does look weird. That is a dope shirt. That is some nice ass pants. Fuck with the kicks. It just don't look good together. It just does not look good together. Just my professional opinion, bro. That's all it is, man. Take it how you want to take it, man.